Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is the Milwaukee motorcycle. It's a CBR 500R. And we call it the Milwaukee motorcycle because we run the pack-out system on the rack, or I mean back. So we can put my cooler and or bag right back there. And in this video, we're gonna do the brake light. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna install that right in there. In the previous video, we did an LED upgrade, which was for the headlights, which made a huge difference. Went from 1,500 looms to 20,000 looms. And I'll just turn this on, put the four-ways on, and you can see that we got some good visuals going on here. Never changed this, kind of regret it, but it is what it is. And we cut our own key like in a previous video, so that was pretty awesome. And I'll just turn that off. But yeah, we're gonna get to it. We're gonna throw it in the time lapse. I have to take apart all of this to install this. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. Taking apart the motorcycle, pretty daggone easy. You got 3 bolts for either side of the fenders. You got 2 bolts for the handle holds, and what also doubles as what holds the pack out from Milwaukee, which is pretty cool. After that, it's another 4 bolts around the original tail light, and you can access them pretty daggone easy, as you will see. So the light is out, as you can see here. So I'm not sure how I'm gonna get it out, but I wanted to take a look at it just to compare it, this light in its current setup to the new light once I install it. So I wanted to have it lit up and all the rest of it. You can see the rear lights and such. We'll just kind of sit it like that. If it stays, that'd be awesome. So you can see what I have going on. Wish I had thought about this earlier, to be honest with you guys, but I didn't. So yeah. So definitely incandescent, and the LED upgrade should be nicer. I wish I had done the demo in the beginning, because it would have been cool to do the old versus new hotness. Anyways, once you get the side fairings off at the rear, you have 2 screws for the tail light, 2 bolts for the tail light, and 2 additional bolts that fasten the housing to the motorcycle itself. After that, the whole tail section comes right apart, and you're able to dismantle it, reuse all the hardware, which is what we have to do, all the rubbers, screws, and bolts, and put it all back together. It's a very easy process. Anybody can do it, and you'll have a daggone good-looking bike from the rear. And who doesn't like a nice looking butt? Anyways, let's continue. Because I think this is the more important part. So this gets transferred over, this gets transferred over, and then it slides into here. So like that. So this piece here slides in like so. And then these get slid in too. If you want to throw some WD-40 on that, I'm just throwing it in dry right now. But that would help a lot with the insertion. And there we go. So that's all in. So this is actually an easier way to do it. So I'm just going to fasten this in place, that one, and then these 2, and you're good to go. And then I can lock this back in there. So I recommend anybody just to take this part of the thing off, the tail, and then we can start repopulating this whole section. These all come off very easily. I was pretty impressed with it. If I took that seat off, it would just come right off altogether. So this bike is very modular. I'm pretty impressed with it as far as like it all coming apart. And then again, like the previous owner, they cut this off with a Sawzall, cut this off here. So I'm probably gonna get some paint and just touch that up there so it doesn't rust too much. But all in all, again, I'm very happy with this. Now for reassembly, we're just gonna bolt everything back into place, then wire it up. And this is not a video about wiring, so I apologize if you see any of my wiring. It is not good as far as wiring standards are. I'm literally just twisting everything together and making it work. Alrighty, so there's no wiring online that I could find for these. I don't want to play with it too much because, well, kaboom. I am going to try to play around with just to see, because usually that would be the brake, that would be the what do you call it, the running lights, and that would be the negative. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So I gotta play around. Yikes. So I'm gonna assume that, yeah. Wish me luck. Alrighty, so I figured it out. It took me a little bit. If I turn the key, we get running lights. We don't have signals yet. And then if I hit the brakes, we get everything. So that's what you want. So figured it out. Not pretty, but we're gonna keep going. I know this is a giant mess. I will take a day and go through it all. I promise. Anyways, so this is your brake light right here, the red wire. The black wire is the running lights, and the green wire is the ground. So if you look in here, you can see what I've chosen. So green and yellow is your brake light. Your, looks like peach and, pink and blue, that's your ground. And your straight green, that's your running light. Yeah, sorry about the mess. This is me. Now that you've seen how bad my wiring is, it's amazing the fire doesn't just catch on the bike, or the bike doesn't just catch on the fire. Anyways, we figured out the signals. Don't look, it's hideous. But this is now good to go. So, brake light. We are going right. And then we are going left. Plus brake light. There you go. Pretty snazzy. Now to put it all back together. Organization is key, and because I was organized in how I took it apart, and because I literally just did it, putting it all back together was simple, smooth, and awesome. The back rack was a bit of a pain, but I knew that because it kind of clamps on as it gets fastened down. But yeah, that's it. Alrighty, guys. Put the ownership and insurance in here. A little plastic baggie. I'm gonna do something more official. And there. Nice. Okay, so last time I did that, I horned myself and scared myself. And if you're wondering why I hit the horn, because the horn looks exactly like the hazard button, and that's what I was using. So yeah, going for the hazards. Whoops. Scare yourself, funny. But we now have signals, and if you're not going to be able to see that, I think you got some problems with your eyesight. But no, she looks good. Let's see how it's going to look. Stretch out the foot. There we go. And that's the brake. That brake's on. So that's cool. And from the front, we got the quad blinkers in the front, noise, quad blinkers in the back. Very happy with that. And then brake light, so you can see that. So yeah, so that's cool. And then when she's just normal, that's the running light. That's the brake lights. If I'm going right, that's what you see. Same if I'm going left. That is what you see. So yeah, very happy with the way that's turned out. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you. We're getting close to the end of the Milwaukee motorcycle, updates and upgrades and this, that, and the other. So now all I have is obviously the wiring there, which I won't even worry about right now. I'll do that on my own time. And then changing out the rubber. At that point, the bike is around 70 to 80% complete, and I'll probably run it for the rest of the year like that. And then wintertime, I'll break it all down and repaint it at that point. That all being said, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them down below, and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can. You have a good night. Peace.